It's time for Tiger Talk with head coach Jeff Tannehill and Stewart Shelby live on the Neville Tiger Network. Tiger Talk's presented by Parker Alexander Law, Family Solutions, Go Family Health, Sonic on North 18th, Tenori's on Louisville, Martinez Chiropractic, James Machine Works, Mama DeLuca's Pizza, Origin Bank, David's Mobile Detail, Nuke's Eatery, 3B Equipment Rental, Neela Title Company, The Levy Grill, Liz McQueen, John Ray Realty, and Jeffrey Angelo. Now, let's head to Melvyn's Restaurant as we catch up with head coach Jeff Tannehill and Stewart Shelby.
And welcome, Tiger fans, to a Week 10 edition of Tiger Talk. I can't believe it's already here. Stewart Shelby alongside Neville head football coach Jeff Tannehill, and we are live here at Melvyn's Restaurant as we are every Wednesday throughout football season. And, Coach, congratulations on another district win last Friday night against the Bastrop Rams, 62-0.
Thank you. It was a very well-played game on our side of the ball for sure, and I was proud of the way our guys, behaved themselves once the score got out of hand a little bit. But, I thought we came out and played really clean there early in the game and put some points on the board, and then our defense came out and played exceptional again, as they always do. And, we had a couple young guys score a touchdown, a couple seniors hadn't gotten to score all year, got to score, and I was proud of that. And, just the fact that, it's a district rival, and we played pretty well against them, and we were up 50-0 at halftime. But just really proud of the effort of our guys and the way they prepared all week to play Bastrop.
Well, they definitely did, and it showed from the get-go against the Rams. And you mentioned a lot of guys. You had a couple of guys that really, in the back half of that game, that got some carries and got a touchdown. You had two defensive scores in the game, which is, I believe, the first time we've had that happen this year. We had a safety as well as a pick six, and you'll see a few of those on the highlights we got coming up for you. But it's business as usual for the Tiger offense. Run the football very effectively. The impressive stat that stood out to me, Coach, was out of, I believe it was just 9 offensive possessions that the Rams had. They only ran right at 21 plays. So the defensive stats weren't as gaudy as far as individual-wise, but if you look at the total deal, holding them to negative yards total offense on the day, and 16 yards through the air, I believe negative 20. There were some sacks and stuff in there, but really never let them get anything going, and that's a testament to those guys on the defensive side.
Well, the one thing in the last couple of weeks we've really been able to do is tighten up those guys, the JV guys and the number 2 guys, and at halftime I told them, I said, this is your time to shine. This we're not taking a half off. The seniors, the starters aren't coming out, so that the game's over and all that stuff. You're there to play football and get some reps in and get ready to play. So when we get in the playoffs or later next year, they're ready to go. And tell you that the twos came out on both sides of football and played great. We had some young kickers that kicked well. And, I just thought the whole 4 quarters was a well-played football game on our part.
You had 3 different kickers that scored points.
I don't know if that's ever happened.
I can't remember it. 3 different kickers that scored points. You had 3 different holders holding for that as well. You played 4 different quarterbacks, a number of running backs, a bunch of different offensive linemen, defensive backs. It just you got everybody in against the Rams, and getting this late, as playoffs are looming, being able to get, you never know when you're going to need to call up one of those young guys and you moved up about 10, 12 freshmen from the freshman team after they concluded their season. So you've got a couple extra guys just for add some extra depth. That going back to last year, you didn't have in the playoffs because the COVID, you limited. It was almost like an NFL roster. I think they had, 53, 55, yeah, that you could carry anywhere. So if anything would happen, I mean, you're definitely affecting your depth.
Shorthanded. For sure. And the other thing is we kind of approach these playoffs and part of district. Once the freshman JV season is over, we try to use this, the deep playoff runs to add to those weeks. And, those freshmen are going to get, if we were to go all the way to the state championship, we'd get 8 more weeks of football practice. That's a whole nother year of practice for them. And they're getting to play in some games right now as freshmen that, and some of the sophomores too that they usually wouldn't get to play in, especially the last year. What kills me is that the juniors and the sophomores last year, missed, freshmen played very few games. The JV played zero games last year. And so every chance that we can get those guys in the game, on the field, getting those reps, live reps against another varsity team is just an added bonus for next year.
Well, speaking of, we kind of brought up playoffs from last year. The playoffs for volleyball were going on, as you were watching earlier here on the Neville Tiger Network. And unfortunately, our girls' volleyball went down to Riverdale, went all the way down to New Orleans to play Riverdale right there. But they fought hard. But just came up just a little bit short.
Had a great season.
But a great season and a building program here at Neville on a new deal. We talked about that. It's the second year since it's been back. It's been a while since we've had volleyball. But congratulations to Coach Birch and her staff, and as well as those young ladies that made that trip and really played hard all season long.
They did. They had a great season. That's a great bunch of girls, and they got quite a bit coming back. They lost some good seniors, but they've got quite a bit coming back next year, and they're just building for the future, just trying to get better and better. And they went from, I don't know what they were last year, but to the 23 seed this year. They're inching closer to having a home playoff game, so hopefully they'll get that next year.
Keep that moving on. All right. Well, we told you the final score last Friday night was 62-0, and you score that many points, there's a few highlights around in there. And
I hope so.
So let's get to a few of them. It started off here in the first quarter. First time you get it, A.J. Allen doing what A.J. Allen does.
First play, second play of the game. No, it's his first play.
That's first play of the game.
First play of the game, breaks a tackle there and gets a great block by Heron Jackson on the outside and scores, running right behind Will Campbell and Kane Day. Yeah,
27-yard touchdown run. That came with 7:07 in the first quarter. The pick six here coming up, this was going to be your third score as Bastrop was trying to get something going, hitting Robert.
This is great play here. He just reads the tailback out of the backfield there and just breaks on the football. It's just reading the quarterback's eyes, and he did exactly what he's coached to do, break on the football.
He broke on it, and he got the pick six for the Tigers. And I said it was the first touchdown. I believe it's the second touchdown that he scored.
I believe so.
As a Neville Tiger, one coming last week. And, we keep talking about A.J., but Brett Batterford, your quarterback, has broken off a few big runs, and here's one right here. Very impressive run.
Great run. He's good vision. He's really, since he's come back from the ankle injury, he's really played really good football. And, when he gets to running, he's another threat that we have besides A.J. to really get out in the open and use his speed.
Well, it was a 42-yarder right there. That one in the second quarter, about 7:02 to go. That made the score, I believe, 34-0. And then on the extra point try right here, we kind of had a mishandled snap, but it's something that
we work on every day that we work extra point. We work on the fire drill, and anytime we have a bobble snap or anything like that, quarterback and the kicker are both yelling fire, 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 and both tight ends, both wings go out in their area. And that time they did exactly what their coach do. Brett made a good throw, and Will Jones got a 2-point conversion. That
made it 36-0 as we're about midway through the second quarter. And then let's get in on the defense. I mean, we hadn't talked about them just yet, but here Fobbs White with another big game right here in a strip sack.
He's having a great year. He's just getting after him right here, reached over and hits him in the throwing arm, and then I don't think it's
that's Kendall.
Kendall January falls on the ball, and we get the ball right back inside the 10-yard line.
It seems that those two, 92 and 48, have really come out of their shells this year.
They have. They both got great speed, and they get off the ball fast. And And, of course, our tackles inside do a good job of
Yeah.
keeping that shut down. And anytime they get a chance to rush the passer, boy, their eyes light up and they get after. Kendall's really fast, and he just uses that to his advantage.
Well, you get through there, you go down and score, and then you kick off. And this is one of the things that you don't see very often, but I called it the longest onside kick in history. But
yeah.
you watch this.
But look at our guys running right there. I mean, that's just great effort. Robert Tappin's getting down the field. I can't see who that is. It looks like Jacoby, and I can't see who the other one is.
Yeah,
but,
I think it
But
was,
they're getting down the field, hustling.
Mm-hmm.
They see it's happening. They know what to do. They fall on the ball, and we get it on the 1 or 2 yard line.
And the hard thing to do, because you can actually advance that. You can pick that up and go. But if you do advance it and you don't possess it, that's just a touchback.
I don't know the rule on all that.
I believe so. But either way, they fell on it. You get it on the 1.
If they would have knocked it into the end zone, yes, it would have been a touchback. They did a great job of falling on it, cradling it up, just like their coach to do. And
no, I don't know. We'll check with Valerie back there. But I don't know if you can advance an onside kick in high school.
I don't think you can advance, but you can recover it. But if they knock it into the end zone, I'm pretty sure it
is a touchback. That is a touchback. All it's got to get in there.
I think they call it a muff or something like that.
Something. Either way. So they had that one, but you got it on the 1. You put it in to score right here as this little forward pitch. Aaron Jackson gets in on the action as this is Anzalone is going to toss it to him.
Yeah, we don't really toss it a whole lot to our wideout guys, but when we do, most of the time they get a pretty good running lane over there. Most people are staying inside the box to hold our running backs. So just a good run and good block by Gibson on the outside over there.
Definitely was. And here I believe Kendall January. Is this in the second or the end of the first? But here's him. Kendall, this is the start of the third with a big sack right here.
Well, Fobbs flushes him, and Kendall finishes him off. They had a good stun on there, and Kendall comes all the way around the backside in and gets to the quarterback and gets another sack.
Well, with that, and then we get into special teams, and Tommaso Polverari here with the 38-yard field goal.
Yep.
And
he is he's really come a long way. He's improved a whole bunch this year, and he's getting a little faster with his timing on his field goals. And so put him in there to kick a long field goal the other night, and, boy, he kicked it right down the middle.
Right down the middle. You had, Briard kicked a few extra points there for you. And,
3 or 4
then,
or 5.
Then Jake Deal comes in, kicks a couple of extra points, and then Polverari taps a 38-yard field goal and scoring his first points as
he's got
in the United States. He's got quite a few touchbacks.
Yeah, well, he's really. I mean, he's done a great job of kicking off, and look, he's a worker now. He really wants to be good at this, and we put him in there, and boy, he bangs it right down the middle. So, I'm just proud of the way he's worked, and for somebody not to understand anything about the game and to prove this much, he's really done a good job.
And here we go. We talked about some of the guys that got in there at the end. You had a nice drive with some of your younger players here, but it was capped off by 27 here.
Yep, that's Dakota Mitchell.
Yeah, Dakota Mitchell.
Dakota Mitchell. He scored his first touchdown right there, and that's just he was a captain the other night and had a really good ball game.
Senior running back's been doing the dirty work for the past 4 years and gets one in the end zone. And I'd like just to credit the line and everybody else. That they started.
There's a lot of young guys on that line. He just scored behind.
The first drive for those young guys that ended up in your only punt of the game, but then that second drive, it's kind of like they took it on themselves. We were going to put a drive together, and they did, and it made it 60-0. Then you kick it off, and then this is going to cap off the scoring with the safety. And here's
another
freshman.
That's Parker right there, Jason Parker. Just does a great job of getting rid of the block, and then guy runs right into him and falls in the end zone for a safety. Well,
I mean, when you get there, and I know how you are as a coach. I mean, your number is going to be right around 50, 60 points. And it's unintentional, but at the end of the day, you've got young guys that you want to see play a little bit.
Well, 60 is a number you don't really want to get to anytime, because a lot of people are going to say you ran the score up or whatever. But we know, and we watched the game in person, they fumbled inside their 10 a few times, and right there they gave up a safety on their own 1 yard line. Those are things I'm not going to tell a kid not to score, not to make a tackle or anything like that.
That's right.
Our young kids are playing hard, and they want to get in the game more than anybody else, at the field. And so as long as they're playing hard, I'm not going to worry about it too much. We try not to score 60, but when it happens, it just happens.
It just happens, and that's just the way it is sometimes. So the Tigers win 62-0 over Bastrop, and now Huntington sits over there. This is for the district championship. We'll talk about that later on in the show in a little bit. But we do have a few guests that are going to be joining us tonight here at Melvyn's Restaurant. First one, let's see, who are we going to talk to first? We got Isiah Brown and Griffin McGee are going to be here, and running backs coach Leonard Caesar. So we're going to toss a coin and see who gets to go first. So after that, after this break, we'll talk to one of those three. So place your bets at home. So 62-0, the Tigers win over Bastrop. We're moving along right here on Tiger Talk. So come join us here at Melvyn's Restaurant. We'll be right back.
Being a strong team means accomplishing great things by working together. Being a Neville Tiger means striving for excellence in all things. Origin Bank and Neville High School share a long history of making a difference in our community. Together with the Food Bank of Northeast Louisiana, we're able to provide meals to children, families, and seniors facing hunger in Northeast Louisiana. Origin Bank and Neville Tiger football, always a winning combination. Origin Bank, member FDIC.
You told me one click.
You told me one call.
You told me you'll get it done,
I called.
but never got you.
Instead, I was handed off to someone else.
In fact, I never even met you.
Are you even for real?
Don't be misled. If you've been injured, you deserve to meet with the actual attorney you saw on TV.
At Parker Alexander, you'll meet with me.
Or me.
We'll fight to get the money you deserve.
Remember, there's never a fee unless we get money for you. And that's for real.
Come by Melvyn's Restaurant before and after the game for the best burgers and ribeyes in town. Melvyn's Restaurant are proud supporters of the Neville Tigers and are home to Tiger Talk with Jeff Tannehill every Wednesday night. Come by Melvyn's Restaurant, located on 1128 Oliver Road in Monroe, or call them at 318-325-2055. That's Melvyn's Restaurant in Monroe.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Tiger Talk. We are live at Melvyn's Restaurant, and we flipped a coin during the break, and the players won. So you get to go first, guys. Griffin McGee to my right, and Isiah Brown right here in the middle. Guys, welcome to Tiger Talk. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Hey, good. You guys been around this program a little while. Griffin, you had older brother play here.
Yes, sir.
Talk about, this is your last regular season game at Bill Ruppel Stadium. I'm going to ask both of you guys, talk about your experience here at Neville and maybe what this kind of means to you, what you got moving forward.
Yes, sir. It's crazy. Time flies by, You wouldn't kind of looked up and it's already gone. What are we, 8 games in, I think? Yeah,
8 games. This is your 9th game, week 10 of this season.
It's crazy. It's flown by.
Run by. Isiah, what about you, man?
So time does fly. Looking back to my freshman year to now, go by fast.
Goes by fast. Mm-hmm. So a lot of kind of blood, sweat, and tears laid on that turf at Bill Ruppel Stadium. And now, Griffin, earlier this year, was that in Minden when you got you? No, you were hurt against Minden right there. It was right
Gina?
there. In Gina, when you got your pick 6?
Yes, sir.
Talk about that. You've scored how many times?
Twice this year.
This year, that's right.
Yes, sir. It was kind of one of those, right place, right time deals. I think Hinton was blitzing, and he got to the quarterback, kind of roughed him up, and kind of falls to our calls, they bad ball, and it kind of right place, right time.
Right time. Hey, look, that's part of it.
That's fine. Yeah,
I mean, it's good team defense.
Yes, sir. Team sport.
Now, Isiah, defensive lineman.
Yes,
right?
sir.
That's right. You don't get to roam around the backfield and pick balls off like Griffin back there.
No, sir.
Kind of interior at the same time. So your job is to allow guys like him and your linebackers and stuff.
That's right.
Talk about kind of your development into that interior line. Have you always played there?
Yes, sir. I always played there since my freshman year, really back since junior high.
Yeah.
Just try to free everything up for the back end.
Them DBs.
Yeah. You gotta go.
That's right.
I mean, you guys, as a team defense, you got to be proud of this. I believe in the last 5 games, y'all haven't
not a touchdown.
Y'all haven't allowed an offensive touchdown. The only score was West Monroe and they scored a defensive touchdown
on a fumble.
That's
yes,
right.
Sir.
So, and you've played some games where you guys were in there early, and then even your backup guys are in there playing with that same intensity.
All right, these past 3 or 4 games,
yeah.
It's just been kind of play first half and let the backups get some reps in. It's nice to look forward to a good Huntington team coming in this week to it, and we're really looking forward to that for sure. Kind of playing a full game. First time in a while.
It's been
we
hope, first time
we hope not, but
yeah, you never know. I mean, Huntington, I know y'all have been watching film. The little bit I've been able to look at, it puts up a different type of a test. I mean, it's
definitely
maybe unfamiliar for you guys, but just a team that does things a little bit different than anybody that you've seen lately.
Right.
You got a talented quarterback there, some big receivers, a decent running back on the offensive side of the football, and as defensive guys, what do you guys think you got to do as far as at each of your respective positions to be successful?
Well, the thing about Huntington is they run the ball outside a lot. So my position specifically, just make sure to keep it in, set the edge, and push it back into the big guys and make the tackle.
And what about you, Isiah?
Yes, sir. Just try to purely dominate them, like across the line, everybody, D-line, D-tackle, everybody.
Yeah, to get there, hurry that quarterback.
Yes,
not only sit back there and just
make them uncomfortable.
Throw the football. That's right. Make them uncomfortable. And y'all have done a great job of that up to this point. Now, goals for the year. That first goal for I would assume any Tiger team. After you win, obviously you want to win a game, but a district championship's the first championship you can win, and you start counting championships, right?
Right. Exactly.
And that's what's on the line Friday.
Tomorrow night.
It's tomorrow night, not Friday. It's Thursday. I remember that. I know that. I got to be there too. So, but it is tomorrow night, and that's been traditionally what Neville has done.
Right. I think it's been a lot of years in a row that we've won district. We hadn't lost a district game in a while, so
the last team to win 2-4A was Bastrop during.
And that was when they had a little dynasty going, huh?
That's right. In the late 2000s, early, in 2008, 9, I believe, is when that was. So, in fact, going through there, I don't believe you've lost a district game. Since 2010, I believe, was the last time Bastrop had beaten y'all.
It's definitely been a while. And Bastrop's been talented these past years.
Yep.
Obviously not as much this year, but I remember my sophomore year, they put up a great fight against us at Neville.
Mm-hmm.
So, that says a lot about Neville.
Definitely does. That longevity and there's a tradition of winning here. I mean, the standards here at the high school, starts when you're a freshman and builds on up. I mean,
starts at Lee, too.
Yeah, it does. So, I mean, you're held
or Neville
to maybe a high, Neville Junior High. It was Lee Junior High when you went. But as it kind of goes on, I mean, talk about some of those maybe those traditions, the thing that keeps the fires burning at Bill Ruppel Stadium.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing that when we got here, we hadn't even seen a state championship. Since our freshman year, Neville hadn't been to the Dome.
Yeah.
And I remember being at Lee and kind of just growing up, going to all the Neville games. It's been nothing but dominance.
Mm-hmm.
And so we kind of, everyone's kind of been wondering, what happened to Neville or whatever. And that's kind of been our purpose at Neville. running it back.
A lot of semifinal appearances.
That's right.
Hasn't been able to get over that hump to get to the Superdome.
Yes, sir.
And last year being shortened, you're supposed to play Huntington there at the end of the season.
Yes, sir.
And then all of a sudden,
COVID.
Yep. You lost that game going into the playoffs. So not really a full junior season for you guys, but now we started it, hadn't checked up.
That's right.
Here in 2021. So Huntington, then the playoffs. So, those long-term goals, we don't, try to look too far down there. You got to play the people one at a time. But there's been some talented teams throughout the state.
For sure.
And to be recognized as one of those top 4 or 5 teams every year is something that's expected here. But like you say, those expectations here are a little higher than just being in the semis.
Especially these past couple years, we've kind of had a loaded up schedule, or not last year because COVID or whatnot, but U-High and STM our sophomore year, and then STM again this year. It's kind of says a lot that we're playing teams statewide.
And look, the old District 2-5A. I mean, you guys have beat Ruston, who's in the top 5 of 5A. You beat Washita, who has pulled out some miraculous wins. They beat West Monroe.
They beat Ash.
They beat Ash, and they're going to have a home playoff game. That top 12 in 5A. And then we talked about the Rebels of West Monroe, who are still no slouch in any right. And people think that's crazy. I mean, that's a solid win. You went up against the number 1 quarterback in the country, according to many.
Yes, sir.
When he was at full stride, and came up just a little bit short there. It's almost like when Tom Brady got the ball back against the Saints Sunday. It's like, but the Saints got him. But I think that talk about the last time somebody really threw the ball, it was St. Thomas More. Now a little different than Huntington, but I think it might give y'all something to prove. What do you say about that, Isiah?
Yes, sir. It definitely has something for us to prove, especially the D-line. Show that we're dominant too, as well as our back end.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
And of course, like you mentioned against STM, they our defense didn't play the way exactly we wanted to. We definitely didn't play terrible, but the game slipped out of our hands. And ever since that last touchdown, I think that touchdown specifically, it kind of put up like a chip on all of our shoulders.
Yeah.
And we don't want anything getting that end zone. We want to be one of the best defenses in the state. I think we all believe we are, if you ask us.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, you guys have really played up to that potential. You had a new defensive coach come in, Coach Collins, kind of running things this year. And talk about maybe the difference that you see in Coach Collins. I mean, I've known him for a long time, never been coached by him, fiery guy,
yes,
but
sir, for sure.
He definitely knows what he's doing.
Yes, sir. That's those things about those defense coordinators. They're all got a little fire to them,
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of you got to hit, wrap up, do what they say, be aligned right. I mean, it's there's not much difference, to be honest with you. Just maybe the schemes and whatnot. But what a great coach to have, to come in with a resume like his, especially. And we've loved him.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Yes, for sure.
Love the intensity from him.
Yeah, he keeps it intense.
Yes,
right there. All right, so
for sure.
And I've asked almost every defensive player I've had here. I mean, you, especially you on the interior lineman, you've got 2 of the best tackles in the country, plus some very, I think, underrated interior linemen and some guards. I mean, guys that have been starting for a long time, a center and Sorrell. I mean, one of the Smitty and Kane and Landon. As far as those offensive linemen, I mean, these guys have been together a while, and you add Hurd into the mix, and I think that's just made you
one
guys
heck of a line.
better.
A little bit more dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Just iron sharpening iron. Just trying to get better every day.
And with y'all on the back end, I mean, you got to tackle AJ.
Right, exactly.
I mean, that's hard.
Definitely get better in practice, that's for sure.
Well,
we got a lot of talent on both sides of the ball.
Well, looking forward to tomorrow night,
for sure,
as well as this playoff run. I think a lot of these fans that are here at Melvyn tonight, including fans that are watching around there, got a lot of confidence in you guys. They're going to be behind you 100%.
Yes, sir.
Until the end. So good luck on the rest of the way.
Appreciate
it. Congratulations on all the success up to this point.
Yes, sir.
And good job on the interview. Y'all did a good job. All right, everybody. Griffin McGee, Isiah Brown joining us here tonight. When we come back, we will talk with Neville running backs coach Leonard Caesar as we move on here at Melvin's Restaurant with Tiger Talk right here on the Neville Tiger Network. We'll be right back.
Whether you're dining in or grabbing to go, at Nuke's, we love to share great food, to delight with new flavors, to celebrate every bite. Join us at Nuke's Eatery.
I'm Dr. Scott Shelby with Family Solutions. When you hear the words Family Solutions, you may not know that we're a comprehensive, strength-based counseling and psychiatric clinic. Family Solutions provides psychiatric care, individual and couples therapy, child and adolescent counseling, psychological testing, medication management. We also provide occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, and ABA therapy in one convenient location. For more information on how we can help your family today, visit FamilySolutionsCounseling.org.
Do you suffer from frequent back or neck pain? Were you in an accident and can't get rid of those constant aches? Maybe you're someone who deals with chronic migraines and tension headaches. It might be time to see how Martinez Chiropractic can help you. The goal of Martinez Chiropractic is to reduce or eliminate pain in just a few sessions using the latest in chiropractic technology. Don't suffer in pain another day. Call Martinez Chiropractic today at 318-654-4310 or see him in person, 1828 Tower Drive in Monroe.
Come by Melvin's Restaurant before and after the game for the best burgers and ribeyes in town. Melvin's Restaurant are proud supporters of the Neville Tigers and are home to Tiger Talk with Jeff Tannehill every Wednesday night. Come by Melvin's Restaurant, located on 1128 Oliver Road in Monroe, or call them at 318-325-2055. That's Melvin's Restaurant in Monroe.
Hi, Tiger fans. Welcome back into our third segment here tonight on Tiger Talk. We're live at Melvin's Restaurant on Oliver Road here in Monroe, and we're joined by a plethora of Tiger fans, as we are each Wednesday night. Come be a part of the action and talk to the players, the coaches, as well as watching some of the highlights and seeing what's going on. We do appreciate Melvyn and Diane McCoy for what they do for not only our staff here at the Neville Tiger Network, but Neville High School in general. And as you can see, we've swapped out a few players for a former Tiger player, but now the running backs coach for the Tigers, Leonard Caesar. Man, welcome to Tiger Talk.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, look, I'm just glad. I know we talked last year for one of the few ones that we got to do.
Right.
But glad you made it back.
I appreciate it, man. It's good to be here.
Well, let's talk about, I'm going to call it, running backs coach. So I know we're going to take credit for all these accolades that number 3 is getting back there. I mean, you just taught him everything he knows, right?
I mean, I'm sure I've taught him a few things that helped him out, helped him out on the field, but he's a talent on his own,
No, I know. Yeah. I'm giving you a hard time here, but when you have somebody like AJ, last year you had Bird and AJ kind of running a two-headed monster type deal. Two different, kind of similar but different styles of running backs, and right. AJ wasn't really. I don't think he was 100% all of last year for everything, but over the summer developing. AJ puts on a few pounds and really, man, it's not that AJ hadn't been good all of his life, but man, I don't know if anybody could have expected him to explode like he has from the get-go this season.
Yeah, I mean, he is talented, but what I had to tell him is any player can develop. You have a weakness in your game, and you have to focus on that. Understand the talents that you have, but there's always room for improvement. And the one thing that we worked on hard in the off season was his footwork.
Yeah.
Because his vision is amazing.
It does. Yeah,
but sometimes
definitely.
if you don't have the footwork to match that vision, you get to a hole slower than you want to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one thing that I think he improved on was his footwork, because it's one cut and he's gone now.
Yeah.
And I mean,
as many of the talented running backs, including yourself and a few others over the years at Neville, I mean there's a laundry list of talented running backs, and I've seen them all. I mean, just in recent history, you have Cavante and
do we consider him a running back, though?
Well, no, he was just kind of an
athlete
slot guy.
Yeah.
But all I'm talking about is when I see guys in tight spaces.
Right.
When I said this, there was a run. Oh God, I guess it was a senior year. We were playing in Franklin Parish that Turpin pulled off, where he dove into the middle, and then a lot of bodies were there, and then you just see somebody zigzagging because he was so small.
Right.
And then all of a sudden he pops out and he's gone.
Yeah.
I thought I'd never see anybody that could work in tight spaces maybe any better than when I saw Cavante do it. And I've watched AJ run in between the tackles, and in tight spaces, you were kind of alluding to that with his footwork there, but he sees a hole, goes and gets it, and then all of a sudden, like you said, he takes a cut. I mean, he's running into where he might have gotten tackled or hit last year, and he's sliding right by everybody.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is being patient, because I think growing up, I think every good running back goes through that where it's a home run every time.
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying to race to the outside every time? Sometimes you have to maneuver through the inside of the interior of the defense, and if you make the moves that you need to make to get free on the second level, then blocking by the receivers turn those big plays into touchdowns. And I can't discredit the receivers on how they block.
Yeah.
Because every long touchdown, a receiver blocking.
It's been a good block or two.
Always.
Yep. And when you've got a line, we talked about it with Griffin and Isiah going up against maybe one of the best offensive lines in the state. I mean, you definitely have a couple of big bodies.
Big bodies.
That can open up a few holes.
A running back's friend.
Yeah.
Friends.
Yes. Friends.
It's a lot of them.
I mean, Neville's been blessed with some linemen, but never any, like two, I don't remember two of this size. I mean, in the recent history, you've had Max Mitchell playing down there, right there.
Who is doing his thing.
Is doing his thing.
Yeah.
Doing it. I mean,
I'm so happy for him.
Man, you talk about a kid that worked his butt off to get where he was, and it's starting to pay off here at Louisiana Lafayette. But you've had some big guys. You had 3 years of Will. I mean, there, and then you bring in Zalance here this year. Yep. So you've got them on both sides, and it gives you more options, I believe.
Oh, yeah. And the good thing about that, too, with us getting Lance, is that we were able to move Kane Day to guard, who I always thought Kane Day was a guard body. But the size that we had last year, he was forced,
had to play tackle.
Yeah. But now I think he's at the position that his body is fit to be at. And he's doing a really good job. So when you put him and Will by each other, and then you have somebody like Sorrell who is undersized, and Logan who is undersized, but they fight.
But he's nasty.
And then you get Lance Hurd as your right tackle. You got to talk about the tight ends that we have who are selfless with Plummer and Osborne. And we got Harris now.
Yeah.
It's just, it's working well for us. In the running game, AJ does a lot of great things. But if you put him out there by himself, you can't do it alone. You can't.
Well, now lately, I don't know if you've been coaching Batterford on running, but you talk about getting loose for some long quarterback runs.
Oh, yeah.
Really improved his game.
Yep, I told him that run he had last week against Franklin Parish, the long one.
Or the Bastrop one down the sideline.
I'm sorry, the Bastrop one down the sideline. It was probably the best run I've seen from him. And it could be that, he set out for a little while.
Yeah.
You're more to get to running. You want to prove yourself. You want to prove yourself to your team, the people that's, having doubts. Sometimes it takes that to bring that beast out. And he's doing really good. You know, he's a hard worker as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
I mean, you got a senior class, a big senior class, some guys that have put in the work and have really. You got some guys that are hard working, and it's a good examples for some of these younger guys. So, let's talk about some of these younger guys. You actually had an older guy score a touchdown last week. I was proud. I was happy for Dakota Mitchell getting in there.
Yep.
But you've got some good. Freshmen, sophomore, juniors that are coming up. Talk about a few of those guys.
All right, but I have to bring up Derek Gibson.
Yeah,
number 20.
Yeah, Derek has played well.
Yeah, he does a good job when he comes in. Dakota Mitchell. We have Frank Mansfield, who's a junior.
That's right.
Shifted back. I think he'll help us out next year. You have Jonathan Green, a speedster. He runs track, a brilliant track runner, by the way. He'll help us out, I think. I told him I'm trying to make him a speed sweeper for next year. If he can help us out in that sense, I think he'll do wonders for us. And then you do have Nichols, Jalen Nichols. I like him a lot.
Freshman?
Yeah, I like him a lot. I like Jay Sean White. And it's all, I tell him, as talented as you are, there's room for improvement. So I'm the type of person, I give you your flowers, but I also tell you, okay, you're not there yet.
Yeah.
You're not there yet because you have Hall of Famers who still worked on their craft. So you can't be somebody in high school thinking that you have it all figured out already.
Well, you see a lot of those guys, and you know you've watched enough running backs as well as I over the past 35 plus years. I've been watching, or 40 plus years. I've been watching Neville football, and as you get older and you watch these guys, you see them when they're freshmen and sophomores, and you see a lot of the guys that are looking wide. When you become that complete back is when you can run in the middle and make the same type of moves that you can. We talked about that with AJ, and that's it's developing that confidence. I think a lot of guys are doing. You know, you got to stick your nose in there and
trust. It's
and
trust too.
it. Yeah.
And the biggest thing for me too is I want them to understand the blocking scheme. Because if you understand the blocking scheme, you won't be in panic mode when you're running.
Okay.
You kind of understand how the blocks are going to develop. You understand where your cuts can potentially be. And then from there, you just, okay, where's my threats? All right, if I know that I'm going against a D tackle that may be a little bit better than my lineman, all right, that may be the threat where a leak can come. And have that in your mindset. It's you create a path for yourself through the play that we're running, and then let your abilities, get you off track if you need to.
Yeah, it's not a bad way to do it. I didn't have a running backs coach. They didn't want me running the football at all. Zero. I had a handoff coach.
Gotcha.
That's what I did. Had a handoff coach. Talented running backs when I was playing. Guys like Arnold Morehouse and those guys that were good guys. But hey, let's talk about that. All right. Done a great job, and you can see the success. You can see the everybody getting better as the season moves on. But let's take it back. I think you said you graduated in 2005, 2006.
2006.
That's right. So in that 05 class, you got to play with some really good players.
Yeah. We got Terrence Miley. Honestly, our senior year, we wasn't expected to do much.
Yeah.
Because we had a handful of guys who were, I don't want to say good, but were known to be able to carry the team. But we ended up, I think, only losing 3 games.
Yeah.
That year. We had defensive end, Terrence Davis, who was good. Dominique Dade, our quarterback.
Yeah.
We had Darius McNeil. We had
Daryl's little brother.
Who went to Central Arkansas with me.
He did.
He played receiver there. We had Mac Dickerson on the team.
Yeah.
Who went to Central Arkansas and played with me.
Yeah.
And we had Mark Newbill. So they were young though.
Yeah.
As far as the senior team, the seniors on the team, it was a handful of us. And that's what I had to tell them too. You have to rely on your the underclassmen. You do. Seniors are not all gonna get it done. You want it to be led by the seniors, but eventually the underclassmen has to step in and do their part as well.
It's a numbers game.
It's a numbers game.
I mean, Neville's blessed to have a talented senior class.
Right.
But you've got to have that support and roles. I mean, in any college, high school, pro, whatever else. I mean, you've got 10-year vets on the NFL that are playing with rookies.
Right.
I mean, and that talent gap, especially the deal in high school, at least my opinion has been, is that, you know, these guys at 15, there's very few young men that are developed at 15 that can handle the punishment that goes into, you know, big-time high school football.
I agree.
You know,
I agree.
We've seen Will do it. I mean, we've seen Diarce was one of the ones. And
one of the GOATs.
And I'm running out of fingers. Not really, because there's not many. That's the point.
Either they're not ready physically or mentally.
Yeah, exactly.
And people don't understand that. I mean, you have to be mentally mature to produce on the varsity level.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people look at freshmen and they doing good on the freshman team, and it's like, oh, they can do this on the varsity level. It's different.
Yeah.
It's different. It really is. And it's because you have 14, 15-year-old guys that you're going against in freshmen.
Yeah.
And you're going against 18, 19-year-old guys with experience.
Exactly.
So,
and that's just a message to the younger players out there, guys. It's not instant.
It's not.
You got to put in the work and trust in the process. So you can, who knows? You keep skirting around and going, I should be this or I should be that. And a lot of you look to the in the history books and you watch some of these guys that like AJ, you know, that just kept working, wait your turn, kept working. Yep. Where AJ, as talented as he was, wasn't ready as a freshman.
Nope.
Wasn't ready as a sophomore. I mean, he could play a little bit. He could play, but he wasn't this player.
No.
It's a process, and you get those. Use this time wisely, and good things will happen for you.
And if it is instant, it doesn't mean that it's final.
Yes.
But you can start off hot, and if you don't continue to develop, it's somebody else that's creeping around that wants your position as well.
Yeah.
So, and I know that from college. They recruit somebody every year to take your position.
To take your place.
So you always have to be on your game. It's something you can always work on. You have to understand that. It's something you can always work on.
Well, Coach, man, we appreciate your passion. We appreciate the passion you bring to the young men that play for you, and it's definitely showing on the football field. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Leonard Caesar, everybody, a great interview with him as always. When we return, we're going to get Coach Tannehill back here, and we're going to talk about Huntington Raiders that are coming to town tomorrow night at Bill Ruppel for the district championship. So stay tuned for that when we return right here on Tiger Talk.
Mama DeLuca's pizzas are custom made, fresh to order right in front of you. We offer 3 different sizes of pizza, 9, 12, or 14 inch. Mama DeLuca's pizza is prepared to your order. The pizza cooks in less than 3 minutes. We have 16 different toppings to choose from, 8 unique sauces to complete your pizza. In addition to pizzas, we offer to our customers boneless wings with your choice of a dipping sauce. Mama DeLuca's Pizza offers delicious garlic Parmesan breadstick, freshly made to order pasta bowls. We're Mama DeLuca's Pizza in the subway on Lammy Lane, and we hope to see you soon.
Baton Rouge, Shreveport, New Orleans.
Attorneys from all over our state are flocking to our area to handle your injury case. I'm Chad Carter.
And I'm Kevin Alexander. We didn't come in from out of town to take your case.
If you've been injured, come see us at Parker Alexander. We live and work right here in Northeast Louisiana.
Remember, we don't get paid unless you get paid. So we're here to handle your case personally.
Let Tenori's own Louisville help you with your special gift needs, offering a wide variety of products to make any Tiger happy. Go visit Tenori's, located at 801 Louisville Avenue, or give them a call at 318-325-4100. That's Tenori's on Louisville.
Hey Neville Tiger Nation, this season if you find yourself feeling a little under the weather, visit Go Family Health on North 18th Street. They cover flu shots, sports physicals, sick visits, annual visits, or if nothing is wrong, they can do your regular checkup. Go Family Health has a happy staff, clean office, and they can take care of all your family's health care needs.
This is Tiffany Terra with Go Family Health. We love our Neville Tigers, and we want to thank all of Neville Nation for always supporting Go Family Health.
I'm Matt Dickerson, and I'm a satisfied 3B equipment rental customer. So I called Matt because we were trying to get our plots together for dove season. He brought this equipment out to us, dropped it off, unloaded it for us, and really made the whole process very easy. I know Matt does real well in the service department, and through some other rental experiences we've had with him. The tractor that he dropped off for us was in brand new condition. Everything was in good shape. It's good to know that you can count on equipment when he drops it off. I'd highly recommend Matt Bridges and 3B Outdoors for all your equipment rental needs.
Come by Melvin's Restaurant before and after the game for the best burgers and ribeyes in town. Melvin's Restaurant are proud supporters of the Neville Tigers and are home to Tiger Talk with Jeff Tannehill every Wednesday night. Come by Melvin's Restaurant, located on 1128 Oliver Road in Monroe, or call them at 318-325-2055. That's Melvin's Restaurant in Monroe.
All right, welcome back in to the final segment here on Tiger Talk. Hope you've enjoyed our interviews. We had some good ones there in the middle of the show. You know, Coach Caesar, I always enjoyed talking with him. He's just got a positive attitude and doing a great job for you.
He is. He does a good job with our running backs, and just a good guy all around.
He definitely. Yes, I told him how easy it was. I don't know if you were listening. You know, when you got AJ, I mean,
it's like when I was coaching him.
Yeah, that's right.
Make sure he knows which direction to go and just hand him the ball. Make a good pocket right there.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you got to. That's all you got to do.
But that first year we was at the football banquet, and I said the best thing that I did all year long was I got out of Leonard's way and just let the quarterback just work. We worked on pockets and ball protection. That's about all we had to do. Let him go.
Yeah,
and ran a 4.3. We let him go.
Yeah, he's definitely, but he's brought that stuff, that same passion back to the coaching staff, and it's good to see.
Oh yeah.
All right, so you know there's been a lot of hubbub as Huntington comes to town, a team that's sitting at what 8-1, 9-1, 8-1. They lost their opening game to Bird, who was one of the top teams in 5A, but then have rattled off 8 straight and looking for a little respect from the western side of Louisiana, at least the northwestern side of Louisiana, and looking for something to prove. And you guys are standing in the way.
Yep.
Let's talk about them.
You know, they're very good football team. Yeah, they've got athletes all over the field on offense, and they play a physical style of defense with their defensive line. When they play a good running team, they'll play 5 down linemen. When they play a spread team, they'll play 3 down linemen and rotate those guys quite a bit and play some more skilled guys outside. But they do a good job. They have a good scheme, and their athletes are and they're in the right place. They got one of the wide receivers is Kendrick Rucker. He's a senior. I think he's the one going to Tech, and then the other wide receiver is Zion Clayville, and he's going to Marshall. So they got 2 D1 receivers, and the quarterback Cameron Evans.
Yeah,
he's
got offers.
Yeah, he's got offers. He's 6'2" or 3. Really athletic, has a big arm. And they'll throw it down the field quite a bit. Our object is just to really get some pressure on him and keep him from sitting in the pocket and really keep him from running a lot, because, the other guy they have is DeMaja Riley. I mean, he's the running back. So, they've got 2 or 3 weapons, and then the quarterback can get it to them in space, and then their line does a really good job of being in the right place at the right time, and they've got a couple guys that are physical. But our defense will be tested again. Coach Collins got a great scheme ready for them, and, offensively, here's the thing is their D-line, most likely, they'll play a 3-man front, which is basically a 5-2 defense is what it turns into. But it's a 3-4 against the spread team. But Covey Beard, sophomore D-tackle, and they run about 5 of them in there. Jalen Buckner's a D-tackle. He's a junior. Michael Franklin's a junior. He's a DN. Brian Rodriguez is a defensive tackle. And then Lorenzo Davenport's a defensive end. So, they are a solid, 5-man front there that's giving everybody problems. And then they've got a linebacker number 20.
Yeah.
He is he's not real big, but he just finds the football. And I'm trying to think what his name is. Marion Young. he does a good job of finding football. Then they've got 5 or 6 guys they play in the secondary. Some of them play a little offense, some of them play a little defense. But there's no doubt about it, they'll have their best 11 on the field when it comes
there.
Night.
Well, I've heard the coach and a lot of the players and some of just throughout the season, as I was going back doing a little research, they're talking about trying to earn respect among the top programs in 4A, and this team's this is out of the district split. This is the furthest team you could actually play in this big 9-team monstrosity that we call, I guess, 1-4A now. Yeah. But it's split up in a couple, and they drew, what many people think was a short straw, having to come over and be on the Neville side of things. So now I think they're tired of maybe feeling like little brother, and that sometimes is something that you've got to can be dangerous for a team.
It is. Well, anytime there's a district championship on the line, it's going to be a ball game. We're going to have to, take their best punch and move, and continue through the game and try to give them a little more than they give us. And it's a Thursday night game.
Yeah.
There've been a lot of people at the ball game. I think they'll travel pretty well, being this is district championship. They're 8-1. We are, 7-1?
7-1.
And it's 2 of the top 3. And what are we 2? And they're 3 in the PowerPoints.
Yes.
And so it's one of the biggest games in the state this week. And
it is.
There's a lot of people watching and seeing. So our guys are going to have to play well tomorrow night, and we have to continue that district championship that we've been winning the last couple of years, and moving forward to get into the playoffs and try to keep that 2 seed.
Yeah, we mentioned they lost to Bird 43-14. That was a home opener. Yeah. I mean that was just the opening week one. Week 2 they go to Mansfield. They win 40-20. Parkway, it's a Bossier City school right there. They win 38-31. Loyola College Prep, 46-25. The Flyers have a pretty good football team there in private school. Then they go to Evangel. They win 36-34 in overtime. They play Bastrop. Bastrop, pretty comparable score to what happened. They were 64-0, and then WSHS. Who's WSHS? Woodlawn Senior. That's Woodlawn Shreveport. 44-6. They beat Franklin Parish 60-16, and then Minden took care of them 40-7. So they haven't, after Bird and really Evangel, haven't had much of a problem with anybody they've played. So definitely, that's what people have asked me. I'm sure, like they've asked you. It's like everybody kind of expects Neville. It's like, guys, this is the best team we've played since West Monroe. It's the best team that we'll play in this district. It's a big game tomorrow night. It's going to be cool, but the weather looks like the rain's going to be out of there. So I'm sure you guys, the guys on the team, need everybody's attendance. We want to see a full Bill Ruppel Stadium for this district championship. It's on a Thursday night. Get your rugs, your blankets, and bundle up and come on out and watch these Tigers play in person.
Yeah, in person, not on the network. Come on out. You can watch it at home when you get home. On the network.
We can watch they'll have it on. We'll have it on the replay.
Yeah.
And the people from around the state will be tuning in here.
There won't be any doubt
the
about
network.
that. There'll be a lot of people watching that game tomorrow night. As we'll travel Friday and go watch somebody we might have a chance to play in the playoffs. But again, it's a quality football team. It's one of the top teams in the Shreveport area, and we expect a good crowd out there tomorrow night.
Definitely want to have a good crowd. The Neville Nation's going to be ready to see another district championship. Hopefully, come back to the Tigers there at Bill Ruppel Stadium. Let's talk real quick. We got a couple of minutes here. The coach over there, it's as
Dennis, Coach Dennis.
Coach Dennis, that's right. As a newer guy, it's somebody that I wasn't familiar with from in the past, but definitely doing a good job of reviving that program over there.
He's done a good job hiring some guys. One of the coaches at Ruston, one of the offensive coaches at Ruston, is now the offense coordinator coordinator, Coach Mahaffey.
Yeah.
And then he's hired some guys from the Shreveport area that were at Byrd and they're at some other places that have really been in some good programs. And they've done a good job of turning the page on this and getting better a lot quicker than a lot of people thought. I think this is his 3rd or 4th year there, and he's done a tremendous job. Really has.
Well, definitely has. So the Tigers and the Raiders tomorrow night got a pep rally. Pep rally is going to be in the auditorium at 7:45, I believe. So if you want to come out, it's going to be the first time the pep rally has been in the auditorium this year. So I know everybody's looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah.
And especially probably some of the students that didn't want to be out in the 35-degree weather.
Well, that's another, and you never know if the rain's getting out of here or not.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's part of being the pride and tradition of Neville. It starts in that pep rally. It starts in that auditorium. There's been a many of great pep rallies run through there, and we'll be back in our regular old place having pep rallies and try to blow the roof off of it in the morning.
Well, you get out there, do that. If you can't make it there, you can watch the pep rally right here on the Neville Tiger Network. So, well, look, about wraps things up for us here. Got football to play. Normally we got 2 days from today, but we got it's game day. Game day tomorrow night. So for everybody that's joined us, we had Griffin McGee and Isiah Brown, Coach Leonard Caesar, Jason Ewing helping us out on doing the dirty work back there on the cameras and stuff, Will Anders, and everybody that's joined us out here at Melvin's. We've really enjoyed seeing all the faces each and every week right here at Melvin's. And
I just like it. We have when we have different groups come in, we have different crowds, but we have that same crew that's here every week right here on this main side. That every week they're here on Wednesday nights. They usually beat us here, but or at least me anyway. But and obviously we want to thank Melvyn and Diane for having us each and every Wednesday night.
Well, definitely. So and thank you for coming each and every Wednesday night, Coach Jeff Tannehill. All right, everybody, it's going to wrap it up. I'm Stewart Shelby, and we're going to say goodnight from Melvin's. Tigers play tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Bill Rupel Stadium. Need you there. So if you can't be there for some unknown reason, you can watch it on the network.
You don't
it's
have anything going on.
Thursday night game. But thanks to everybody that helps put this on. We do definitely appreciate it. So good night from Melvin's. We'll see you tomorrow.